Hello everyone, welcome to this Java tutorial for beginners. In this video, we will continue our discussion with the classes and objects in Java and also understand what are reference variable and dot operator in Java. So without wasting time, let's get started. In our last video, we saw how to create a class and object in Java. And we did not add attributes and behavior to our classes, right? So now let's add some attributes and behavior to our class. Now let's add some attributes like name, then we have this age and our gender to the person class. And similarly we can also add some behaviors like talking, then we have walking and running. Okay, so now this name, age and gender becomes your attribute, while talking, walking and running are the behavior of the person, right? Now as you know that your name is of the string data type because it contains a sequence of character, right? So we can write something like this: string and then the variable name, right? Similarly this age can be your integer data type, so we can write int and then the age. And for the gender, what we can do is we can make this of the char data type, right? So for female we can write as f, and for male we can represent it by m. So let me make this char, right? So this becomes your attributes, right? Now let us look at how we can define the behavior. But before that, let us compile the program. Now let us compile the program, and as you see we have the compilation error on line number 6, 7 and 8, right? We have this identifier expected. So let us fix this first. Now if you look at this behavior, talking, walking or running, do you think that they will give us back some information? So the simple answer would be no, right? So this is where your void return types come into picture. So we need to write something like this: void, and then again this void walking, and then void running. So this void simply means that this behavior will not return any useful information, right? So now let us compile this program once again. Now let us compile the program, and as you see we have the three errors. So it is asking us to insert the round bracket. So let us fix this first. So now what I will do is I'll enter the round brackets after the behavior. So I'll do something like this, and now let us compile and see what happens. Now let us compile the program, and as you see we have the new type of error: missing method body or declare abstract. So you must have noticed this, missing method body. So in Java your behavior are called as methods, right? So what you can do is, either to fix this, what we need to do is we need to add the body, right, or declare it abstract. So for now what we'll do is we'll add the method body. So now you know that your behavior are called as methods in Java, and it has the method body, right? And you must have already seen in our previous programs, whenever we want to include the body, we write something like this: the curly brackets. So we have this opening and closing curly brackets. So this becomes your method body, right? So let me run this program. Now let us compile the program and let us execute it. And as you see we have successfully executed our program. And one thing you must note is this semicolon after the method body is optional, so you can write something like this, and the program will compile and execute successfully, right? So let me run this. Now let me compile and execute it, and the program should run properly. And as you see, we don't have any compilation errors. So let me run this. Okay, the program ran successfully. So now that we have the method body, we can write multiple instructions within the method body. So within the talking method, we'll write something like this: system.out.println, right? And we'll print the talking, right? And inside the walking method, what we'll do is we'll declare and initialize an integer variable I, and set the value of 3, right? So now what I'll do is I'll print something like this: system.out.println, and I'll say walking at the speed of this miles per hour. So walking at the speed of integer variable I, miles per hour, right? And end with the semicolon. So let me save this and run this. Also, let me add some spaces between the methods, right? So we have this method talking, walking, and running. Now let me compile and execute the program. As you see, our program successfully executed. So now we have successfully defined our person class. So we have the attributes, this name, age, gender, and the behaviors: talking, walking, and running, right? So your behavior are also called as methods in Java, and usually include a method body, right? And one more thing you need to know is that your attributes are also called as fields or instance variable, right? So now let us look at objects in more detail. So in our previous video, we have already seen that how we can create an object. So first we have this class name, followed by that we have the variable name, right? And after the equal to sign, we have this new keyword, followed by the constructor of the class. So basically a constructor will consist of the class name followed by the round brackets, right? So in our previous video, although we created this new object of person class, we did not set the attributes like name, age, and gender. So in order to access or to set the attributes, we use this variable called as reference variable. So this is your reference variable, and using this reference variable, we will be able to access the object, right? So let us see how we can use this reference variable to set the attributes. So in simple terms, we can say that this reference variable contains the address where our object is stored in the memory, right? So using this reference variable, we can access our object, right? So in order to set the attributes of this person1 object, we can write something like this: person1 dot age, right? And equal to, we can say, suppose 100. Then we can say person1 dot name equals to, its name equals to Gaurav, right? And we can say person1 dot gender is male, right? So we can write in single quotes uppercase M, right? So by using this reference variable name and this dot operator, we can access the particular objects, attributes, and behavior, right? Or methods. And we will see how we can access methods in the later part of the video. For now, we are just using this reference variable, and this dot, it is nothing but the dot operator to access the object's attribute, right? So using this dot operator and the reference variable name, we will set the age variable, name variable, and gender variable for a particular object, right? And since we have already saved the data in our person1 object, now let us view the data. And similarly, if you want to access the attributes of this object, you can write something like this. So what I'll do is print the attribute system.out.println, right? And I'll print the name and age. So I'll write person1 dot name, right? And after that I'll give some space and then the age. So I'll write person1 dot age. So using this reference variable and in the dot operator, we can access the attributes and the methods, right? So let me run this program and the output should be Gaurav and 100, right? Now let me compile and execute the program. Now let us execute it. And as you see, we have the output as Gaurav and 100. All right. Now in the same program, what we will do is we will create another object. So let me copy this statement, right? So let me paste it over here and just rename the variable as person2. So this new object, this new person object will be accessed by this reference variable person2, right? And let us set the attributes as well. So I'll copy this statements and paste it over here. And instead of this reference variable 1, I'll change it to reference variable 2, right? And let us change the age to 10 and let us change this name to Ram, okay? And gender, it should be male, okay? And we will also print this object. So let me paste this print statement, right? And this should be person2 as well. So now let me run this program. Now let me compile and execute the program. So let me execute it. Now, as you see, we have separate outputs, Gaurav and 100, and below that we have Ram and ages 10. So one of the most important thing that you need to know is that if you write something like this, new and then the person constructor, right? So if you write something like this, then this is also the valid statement, right? And there is one difference between this statement and this statement. So the only difference is that using this statement, we just create the object, right? And this object occupies the space in our memory, right? But there is no way to access the object since we are not using any reference variable. So that's the only difference between these two statements, right? So here we are creating new object and we are accessing using the reference variable, and in this statement we are just creating the new object, but there is no way to access that object. All right. Now let us see how we can use the object reference variable and dot operator to access the methods. So similar to our variables, we can write something like this, person1 dot, and instead of the attribute we can call some method. So let us suppose we are calling this walking method, and end this with the round brackets, right, and a semicolon, right? And now let me run this program. So let me compile and execute the program. And as you see, we have this statement printed, walking at the speed of 3 miles per hour. All right. And one final thing what you need to know is that you can use this dot operator on reference variables only. You cannot use this on primitive variables, right? So suppose if you write something like this, int I equals to 3, and if I try to access this I dot something, this will give me the compilation error. All right. So that is it for the today's video. And don't forget to subscribe for more Java programming videos like this. And I will see you until next time.